Hi guys, today I wanted to share with you some updates I've done in my garden, new plants that I have introduced and a few dividings that I have done and cutbacks, and it's been really raining in my area over here, and today it's kind of raining all day. That's why I'm under umbrella. But I can't stay away from my garden anyway, even on rainy days like today. It's kind of cold or chilly, let's say. It's only 13 degrees. But since I was going to walk around and check on my garden, I thought I will take you along. So let's have a look at my cottage garden. So this is entrance to my cottage garden. And in this area, you can see that I have planted, I installed this trellis or arbor. And at the bottom on the left and right, you see 3 peonies. Now they are slightly different. On the right hand side, this one is kind of more pinkish, let's say, than on the left side. Left side is more purple. I planted them the same time, but one of them died, and I didn't remember exactly what variety I had, so I had to choose kind of by eye what looked most similar to the one that I already had, and I bought the one that's on the left. And this looks like a little bit more purple than this, but I think I did a good job, because I think they almost match. And these blooms on these peonies are kind of huge. I will try to show you while still holding my umbrella. But now they are closed at the moment, because when it's raining or cold and evening time, it kind of closes its blooms. But the bloom is huge. And I was afraid that winds and rain will kind of flop them, and I was afraid that these stems are a little bit too weak to carry these blooms, but I think they've done a really good job so far anyway, so fingers crossed. So anyway, they frame entrance to my cottage garden. So I have these 3 peonies and tuyas on each side. And then on the trellis, I have honeysuckle. Now, I had them all the way to the top last year, but for some reason, it died back pretty hard. But at the base, new growth is coming on both sides. So hopefully they will restore its last year's glory soon. But before we enter to my cottage garden, I wanted to show you something I added this year. Now over here, I absolutely love this yellow pecan in the garden. Once I restore this, make this log house prettier, I wanted to paint door of this log house little bit kind of same color as this yellow pecan over here. So it's going to be limey green, and the log house itself then will be a dark gray, like my grain dryer building. But that's a future plan. I don't know I will get there or not. But over here I introduced this I planted this little conifer over here. This is called Little Gem, and I also planted this year whipcord. These 2 are on this side, and I have over here on this side I planted this guy. This is called Alberta Globe. Now, as you know, I garden in zone 4, and I don't have a 12-month growing period. So for me, it's very important that I have winter interest. And this spring, or not even spring, but this winter, I realized that I have a lot of columnar interest. And I decided to add some different shapes, textures. That's why I planted a little bit something else, not tuya. And hopefully they will first provide more winter interest, and they will provide different colors, texture and shapes to my garden. Let's then enter my cottage garden. Now in my cottage garden, everything is actually looking good. I'm really happy. Now I have some empty spaces, but in these empty spaces I have plants that are a little bit too small at the moment, because for example over here I have this pocket over here, but this one here is salvia. This will salvia over there, and what's it called, phlox. They are tiny, they are small, but they will get bigger and fill this space. But in general, I'm happy with my cottage garden. Now lamb's ear, I have to cut these spikes off. I don't really like them so much, because they flop and the center will be then kind of, empty. And they get a little bit too big. I wanted something ground cover over here. Now my alliums are still here. They are kind of fading, but don't you think that these alliums that I have on right and left, they kind of complement very nicely my lilac that's at the end over there. I made a few pictures. I will add them there as well. But basically, if you look at these alliums and lilac blooms, plus the carpet under the bistro set, I think they make a lovely color palette over here. Now, as I said before, I created this garden around my peonies. Now, on this side, I have these original peonies. Like when we moved into this house and bought the property, I had these huge peonies over here already. There's 1, 2, 3, and then there's 2 lower varieties. Now, I don't know the name of them, but they are huge and they are really reliable plants. And see, when I was a new gardener, then I kind of read that they don't like to be transplanted. So I decided that I will plant around them. And they are doing great at the moment. Soon they will burst open and will be really nice over here. And of course, lupins, I don't know how to even pronounce them in English, but they look lovely here with my columbine. Dark purple, light pink and dark pink, plus my peonies at the back. I think this is really nice combination. Very cute flower. My hydrangea, big leaf hydrangea, is all leafed up and will get huge over here. My phlox is out, my rose. I have some rose and rose buds over here. And over here I have, as you can see, 3, 1, 2, 3. I have lady's mantle. Now I have 3 on this side and 4 on the other side. Now they were a lot bigger, like 2 weeks ago, but I cut them back and I cut out or removed half of the plant, because I know last year they got really big for me. way too big, and they were kind of shading my other plants. So I decided that this year I will cut them back and reduce the size. So that's what I did. And after 2 weeks, I think they have filled up quite nicely on this side and on the other side. Now I love my peace rosette with this thyme carpet over here. Really lovely, and especially these two different colors as well. They are very nice, I think. Now I still can step on them, and I did that last year, and I'm planning to do this year as well, because I want to sit here, I drink my coffee here and enjoy my cottage garden. Now let's move on. I wanted to show you this lower peony I have over here. Now this is a peony that blooms a little bit earlier than the rest of my peonies. But I don't know as I said, I don't know the variety, but it's a huge bloom. Huge pink bloom. Amazing. And the scent of them is also very nice. Now these are kind of like a heritage peonies, let's say, because I see a lot of old gardens. They have peonies like this. They bloom now, they are lower, and blooms are huge. Now this one here, I like that plant. It self-seeds a little bit, maybe too much, but I will try to find a name for it. But it's a really nice plant. Again, I think it complements my lilac over here. Then I have other things that will bloom a little bit later. I have, as I said before, phloxes and delphiniums. I have foxglove over here and some self-seeders. But yeah, in general, very nice. I'm really happy with this area. Now I think I still need to plant some really low growing plants because all this border is kind of empty. I had last year a lot of these thymes, but I cut them back in spring, and I cut into woody parts and they didn't come back. Now you can see that it is coming back. I guess there was some growth, but I think it will take a little bit longer than I want. So maybe I will replace them, and because I still want this border here a little bit covered, not everywhere, but I still want plants to kind of spill over to the road, to the pathway. And over here I have my William Buffett roses. They are also doing great. Loads of buds everywhere. So I'm gonna have a really nice show of these blooms soon. My thuya is doing great, and the balls, boxwood balls, I trimmed them already once. They are looking nice, and new growth is very fresh and beautiful. Now over here also my Tiny Tim Toyas doing great. They were also last year's clearance sale, but they have all turned into these green balls. And my smooth hydrangeas on both sides. As you know, I have a Tiny Tim Thuya hedge over here and smooth hydrangeas on this side and on the other side as well. Now this thing is another one, another reason why my cottage garden turned out the way it is. I built all this garden room around my peonies and around this millstone. Now, birds have disappointed me a little bit this year because they have picked a lot of this moss that I love on this rock. And well, I guess they needed more. They needed for nesting. But I think it will recover nicely if they will leave it alone now. Now, this area was a mess. I recently weeded it. And if you've been following me, then you know that I hate weeding. And usually all my beds are mulched, but my cottage garden is not. And this tiny area also is not. Now, I don't have actually self-seeders here, so I actually may start to mulch it. But this area is very nice. It's the shadiest corner in my cottage garden. And I have a lot of hostas over here. Hostas and shade plants. I have here, as you can see, lamium. It's kind of sad, but they were even worse a month ago. Now they are starting to grow here a little bit. I have over here on this side, I planted last year one plant, and I have another variety over here. If you can see it over there. Now, they were spreading a lot more last year, but this year looks like they have died back a lot. But I can see everywhere little seedlings over here, over there, behind these hosta leaves, and even under here. You see little tiny ones. Then I have in the middle over there. So they are spreading, and hopefully they will cover this area soon with their tiny silver leaves. Cute plant. Now I have removed over here, I had Irish green, some grass. I planted it 3-4 years ago, and I regret planting it because these rhizomes, roots are going everywhere, and they were kind of taking over. So I got most of it, but not all. I know that they will pop up everywhere now, but I have to keep an eye on it and remove them as soon as possible. And I'm thinking to replace, I'm thinking to plant here Brunerus, Jack Frost. I have a lot of it in my garden, so I will lift them up and divide them, and I will take you along as well. I will show you my process, and again, with these Brunerus, I'm gonna use 3 different pruning methods. And I will show you how I do it and what will be the result later on. Anyway, let's move on. Now this tuya over here is again my own creation. I bought the plant, I planted it, and I removed all these lower greenery. So now it's kind of a standard. And I want to prune it into a ball. I will let it grow a little bit higher and prune a little bit more. Remove these lower growth, and I want to keep them in a ball shape over here, and over there is the second one. And again, same reason, because I garden in zone 4 and winter interest is really important, and these lower balls that I have over here, I don't see them during winter because they're under the snow. But hopefully these ones then I will see. And that's the purpose of these topiaries over here. to provide winter interest when the lower evergreens are under the snow. And of course my lilac over here is gorgeous, I think. Now most of my lilacs are already finished blooming, but this one is going strong. This is a little bit late bloomer, but I think that's a very good thing. When the rest are done, then this one starts. So this one here, this is my jasmine tree or shrub, let's say. Now it's gone a little bit crazy. I need to kind of limit up because underneath I have my tiny timptuea hedge, and this needs a little bit more sun. But these blooms, these blooms, they have really strong scent. This pure, original jasmine scent that I used to sense or smell in my grandma's place. This reminds me of old times, and it's I think very, let's say, very appropriate plant for my cottage garden. So this is the view of my cottage garden, of my house from the cottage garden, and I absolutely love this view. Now let's have a look over here. I have these two beds that I have over here. This one on the right and this one on the left and this one on the right. They have a lot of similar plants, but they are not matching. They are definitely not matching borders or flower beds. This lupin is doing not too bad, but still, exactly this plant is has a lot of snails, and it kind of struggles a bit, but it managed to push out some blooms. Foxglove spikes are going to bloom soon. We'll see what color they are, because these are self-seeders from last year. Now these delphiniums are purple or blue. We'll see, I don't remember already, but they are really gorgeous over here. And then the rest, I have more foxglove over here, nepada, sedums, pea balm, all sorts of nice flowers over here. And over here, my hostas are doing great. My geranium Roseanne that I replanted, and 1, 2, and 3. I divided them and planted them over here, looking good. Now something is eating my geranium leaves, but it's nothing they can't manage. This one again, love this view. Now you see a lot of empty space, but I actually like negative space. I think it kind of calms your eye. And once these geraniums take over, this area will be filled with purple, blue flowers till frost comes. My Japanese maple or Korean maple, I'm confused now. But this is Jack Frost series. This one is the one that survived my 23 below 26 degree winter, and I think it's a gorgeous plant. More peonies, looking great. They will be in bloom, and once my peonies will be in bloom, I will take you along and show you all the varieties and colors and different heights that they have. But yeah, this is my cottage garden. This is the one that needs most work in terms of weeding, but I think it's completely worth it. And soon peonies will show their beauty, and all the rest will bloom, and I will take you along and show you progress. So this was my cottage garden before my June garden tour. Hopefully you enjoyed it in this cold, rainy day. But that's the thing, you can't pick the weather. And like they say, there's no bad weather, only bad clothing. So don't forget, don't only work in your garden, enjoy it as well. And as always, if you like the video, like it, subscribe it, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.